Growing up in Brooklyn, it was, with family. It was one thing. Moving to California was no family, and Cali in the 80s was a lot different. Everybody sold dope and everybody gangbanged. That was just life. Nobody worked. There were no fathers in the home, so as I grew up, when I got out of high school, I didn't want to get a job. I got a sack and I got on the corner and I started selling dope. And then eventually that caught up with me. It's funny, right after my oldest daughter was born, I was still in the streets and I called my first case. And what changed me is I saw my oldest daughter, she was just a baby, but when I saw her, she didn't know me. It hurt me. And from there, I just said I was gonna get my life straight. I went back to New York for a little while, and I was doing IT work for a company there that offered to move me and my family here to Dallas. They offered a couple of different places, but for some reason, Dallas was the one that just really stuck out in my heart. Prior to me coming to Concord, I had only been to one church. My father was a pastor, but he wasn't in my life, so I always looked at church members, honestly, as being kind of contradictory. And then I joined Concord, and it just felt like home. Everybody was so welcoming. I went to the men's fraternity, and going to the men's fraternity that Saturday morning, it's like that's where I started really learning how to be a man. Things that my father hadn't taught me, I started learning from other men that were there, other men with the same backgrounds, same experiences. Me and Jason met at a men's fraternity. He's just the type of brother, once he sees you, he's gonna come and shake your hand, give you a hug. From there, we just were always constantly interacting. When he became the director over Iron Sharpens Iron, he just called me and he brought me in.
I knew Theo, but it really wasn't until Jason drew him in to our ISI team, I was able to really get to know him, spend time with him, and really learn and hear his story.
I remember before I joined Concord, I didn't trust people. I wasn't quick to make friends. I didn't really let people in my circle just because of the way I grew up. I just grew up not trusting a lot of people. I used to always say, I believe in God, but it's his followers I don't trust. But Concord made me, I changed all that. It changed all that for me. And once I joined the men's ministry and just saw how genuine all the brothers were, it made me kind of open up my heart and accept and really start trying to study the word and bring God really into my heart and to serve more.
I can just pinpoint when we first started, just seeing him, how he is just extremely passionate about coming to the team meetings, coming to the table with ideas. I just started seeing him blossom.
I never probably would have been able to get through my most difficult time if it wasn't for the brothers, what I learned in the men's fraternity, because, last year I lost my youngest daughter.
I got a call that a family experienced a death. And what was different about this was that it was a double death. It was the death of a grandmother and her granddaughter.
Concord helped me the big way with my passing of my daughter, just from being there. The very first moment, the first day, the next day, people were at my house. My daughter served in Jubilee and Choir, they were amazing. They came to the house and brought food and brought the kids. Concord just stepped up from the first day. I didn't even have to call anyone.
Knowing that he has the love from the church, knowing that people on the outside actually do care about us and do care about him, makes him bring off more love towards us.
Theo, I remember, was the person who was really holding everybody together. And he really has a presence of love. The thing that was stunning and impressive to me was that in the midst of this excruciating pain, he was the person in the room who was keeping watch over everybody else.
Since he's been attending Concord, I have seen him get more and more closer to God. He has more patience with us, more understanding. He has better advice to give us, and he always pushes us to be closer to God as well.
I finally wanted to get this weight that's been on my back for over 20-something years off me that's to this day was still stopping me from going further than where I wanted to go in life. Even though I was living my life completely different than when I was back then, it was still stopping me from doing very, basic rights. I got with a program in California for the expungement. They were like, well, we need some letters of recommendation from people that know you. And I figured nobody knew me better where I am now in this life than the brothers in the Iron Sharpen Iron, Jason, Pastor Carter. And I just reached out to them, asked if they, would they mind writing a letter, a recommendation. Pastor Carter was the first one I reached out to, and it was kind of simple as a text message. Shot him a text one morning and said, hey, Pastor Carter, do you mind writing me a letter of recommendation? And he just texted me back, said, oh yeah, Theo, no problem. Just send me the email address where I need to send it. And I got a letter back saying, not only did I just get my record expunged, that the judge was impressed and totally dismissed the whole case. So it's like it never existed. I remember when I didn't used to trust people, but then Concord taught me how to not only trust people, to love and to be a better man and a better father.